Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today we are going to be learning my favorite, the Tudor awesomeness. I found this little guy. He's not quite Tudor, but it's the only thing I could really find for the intro. It's more like gothic, I reckon. He's called Baz. Check him out. He's a cool dude. He knows what the score is. So Baz probably help us learn today. So I'll tell you what, we'll put him up there so we can. Tell you what, no, we'll put him there so he can help us learn. All right, Baz. Nice one. Right, I've had a few requests for a tutorial on this piece of Tudor music. I'm not quite sure what it's called or who wrote it. It sounds Tudor to me. I think it is Tudor.
It's chowder!
If anyone knows any different, let me know if you know the name of the piece of the music. Someone said it sounded a bit like Robin Hood, walking through the forest, Robin Hood times or whatever. So I don't know, man, but a couple people want to learn it, so we're going to do a tutorial of it today. So we'll get straight into it. We are starting with the A minor shape. We are hitting the D string on the 2nd fret. Then together we hit the open A and the A octave on the G string on the 2nd fret. Then we play the open B, and then we hit down on the 1st fret with our 1st finger on the B string. So together that sounds like this. Tune that up a little bit. Okay, that's your first bit. The second bit, we move to a G shape. We have our ring finger on the 3rd fret on the E string. We play the G and the high B open. Then we play the 1st and the 3rd on the B string. So together. Next part is a C shape. With your ring finger, we'll play the C bass note on the 3rd fret on the A string. With your 1st finger, we will play the 1st fret on the B string. Leave your ring finger down, you play those together. Play the B string open, hammer back on with your 1st finger on the 1st fret, pinky to the 3rd fret on the B string, and then the high E open. So those 3 parts together. So the next part, we're starting off in the C shape still. You play the 1st fret on the B string to the 3rd fret on the B string to the open E. When you hit the open E, you play the C on the bass note as well. You play the 2nd fret on the E string with your middle finger. Then you play the 3rd fret on the E string, the G, with your little finger, while simultaneously hitting the note B on the A string. So together that sounds like this. So from this position, you slide your pinky up to the A on the E string, 5th fret. while simultaneously playing the open A bass note. Then you slide up to 7 and 8 on the E string. So together that should sound like this. So from this position, slide back down to the 7th on the high E string, and you play the A flat on the bass note on the 4th on the E string. Pinky plays the 5th fret on the E string, and you play the A bass note open. Slide the pinky down 1 to the 4th fret, play the A flat, and simultaneously play the E on the 2nd fret on the D string. So together, that should sound like this. So a quick review of where we are so far. You're about halfway through. Alright. So, it gets a little bit more tricky from this part. Okay, so we're playing the E open on the high E, to the 2nd, to the 3rd, to the 5th fret. When you hit the G note, you play the E bass note open. Sounds like this. Okay, you slide back down to the 3rd and the 2nd. So from the F sharp, we play the E open, and you also hit the C bass note. After those notes, you hit the 1st fret on the B string. So together, that sounds like this. After that, we're playing the 3rd fret on the B string to the E open, these two notes. So together this sounds like this. The next part, we're playing the 1st fret on the E string and the D bass note open together, to the G on the high E, back down to the 1st, and then open. So after that bit, we play the D bass note open and the 1st fret of the high E string. So that's 1st fret to the 3rd fret, back to the 1st, then open. So altogether, so far we have this. We then move to a triad G shape on the 5th fret on the D string with your ring finger, 4th fret on the G string with your middle finger, and the 3rd fret with your 1st finger on the B string. This kind of a shape. So from this position, we're hammering on with our pinky finger on the 5th fret on the B string. Okay, so once you've hit that G triad, you play the 5th fret with your pinky finger on the B string, and then you play the 3rd fret on the B string. Your finger's already there. Sounds like this. So from the D position, from this position, you slide it down to a F triad, two whole steps. You repeat what we just did up there with the pinky on the 3rd fret this time. So we're going from we hit the A note on the G string on the 2nd fret. Then we hit the 3rd fret on the B string and do the pull off again. So that little section sounds like this. So we slide that triad down to the A position. I think it's an A7. We're hitting the E on the 2nd fret on the D string and the B string open. We play the A flat on the 1st fret on the G string. You play the E on the 2nd fret on the D string. You hammer onto the A on the G string on the 2nd fret. It sounds like this. Then you hit the E on the 2nd fret on the D string going up. And then you hit the A open. So from the D shape. Okay, so all together that should sound like this. Okay, and that is it for today. I hope you've had fun. I hope you've learnt it. Can be a little bit of a finger tangle. I'll probably say this was a more intermediate to advanced piece to learn. It was quite tricky to explain it. There's going to be a lot of edits in this video, but hopefully it comes out okay and it's straightforward enough to learn. There will be tabs up on screen throughout, which you probably already know, because if you're at this point of the video, then you will have seen the tabs. So me making a lot of mistakes, trying to tell you what fingers and frets we're messing about with is irrelevant, because you've just done the tabs. So I don't know why I just said that. Right. And with that being said, I will catch you in the next one. One love, bros.